Welcome back to the video blog. Happy 2012, happy 2012. This is the first day of January of the new year. My name is Adam Daniel Mezei. Thanks again for watching. So, I always do the 3 words video at this time of the year, and I'd like to just review my 3 words for 2012, and maybe to discuss a few points about each particular word so that you can understand what I had in mind when I came up with that word. And it's a really disgusting day here in Fort Lauderdale on ice, and as you can see behind me, we are definitely on ice, and it's rainy and wet, so I've got the old umbrella here, and I hope it doesn't ruin the acoustics. Kin, hone, and mitigate. Kin, K-I-N, hone, H-O-N-E, and mitigate. Those are my 3 words for 2012. Those are the 3 primary themes that I'm going to be focusing on throughout the course of the entire year. Those are the things that I'm going to be basically gearing a lot of my efforts towards. Those are the things that I'm going to be focusing on intently. Those are the things that I'm going to basically make my emphasis and make my primary motivation. Kin. Kin is going to be literally more than just family. Kin is basically a group of people that you're fiercely loyal to, a group of people that you protect no matter what, a group of people that you have awesome teamwork with, a group of people that are basically on your team and that are working with you, again, no matter what. Not just blood ties necessarily, although those are definitely part of the kin situation. Not just, convenience ties of family, but deliberate family bonds. Deliberate family bonds that are forged, and not necessarily blood ties, but of course blood ties, like I said, whereby the people that are in that kin have got each other's backs no matter what. And that's a theme that I had alluded to last year when I had used the word legacy. Last year we had project, resolute, and legacy, and that was kind of what I was aiming towards with legacy, but I really didn't encapsulate it properly, and because I really didn't encapsulate it properly, I think in 2011, I really didn't get the essence of what I meant by that, and I thought that this year I would come up with a word that would be more emblematic of what I had wanted to achieve with that idea. So kin. Kin in that native sense of the word, Native American, in that native sense of the word, where kin is such a powerful concept. It transcends all. It's almost tribal. It is tribal. It's not almost tribal. It's tribal. It's, there's maybe some antiquated notions about it, but I think that, dipping back into antiquity to find inspiration for the modern age is definitely something, as an amateur historian as I am, is something that we don't do often enough. And I think because we don't do that often enough, we end up entrapping ourselves in all sorts of difficulties and basically tripping ourselves up as we move along. Modern society, to many extents, is not the great panacea that, unfortunately, a lot of its practitioners would like us to think it is. I'm not against technology. I think technology is an aid. It's a lubricant. It's definitely helpful, but it is not the end-all be-all, and very much like, I suppose, dipping back into classical forms in architecture from maybe 150 years ago, I'm going to also dip back into old notions of family and resurrect those and focus on that intently throughout the course of this year, second decade of the 21st century, of the 3rd millennium. Hone. Hone is basically becoming much better at the things that I was pretty good at. I'll call it pretty good at throughout 2011. Eliminating some of the things that are really not working for me. For example, as a PMD in my company, PMD for hire, producer of marketing and distribution for hire, I'm going to be basically cutting out some of the things that I think are just not value-added activities for the company that I noticed in 2011 weren't really getting used, weren't really being taken advantage of by clients, and essentially advertising these particular services' availability for me is not really value-added service for PMD for hire. Honing also means getting better at the things that I already do well and just kind of getting that much more precise about it, getting that much more delicate about it, getting that much more knowledgeable about it, such that not only am I good at it in the performance capacity, but I'm also good at it in the speaking capacity. People can consult with me and I can come out quickly with ideas. I can be, very swift in terms of suggesting fixes, patches, whole new strategies, things from whole cloth, and just like I said, sharpening the knife and becoming exceptionally good at the things that I already do well. Honing, literally knowing my stuff cold, knowing my stuff in my sleep, knowing my stuff without me necessarily needing to spend a lot of time figuring stuff out. And that's just basically a function of being very engrossed in the research, being very involved with the material, being very deeply engaged with a lot of different things. And that's essentially where I'm at with the word hone. And that kind of like that wasn't really something that I focused on in 2011, not because I didn't think I needed to hone or sharpen my skills. It just wasn't something that I was focusing on. I had other objectives. I had other primary objectives that I needed to tackle when I got here, when I moved back from Europe. And now that, things have settled down, I have definitely ideas about how I want to proceed. I have ideas about how I want to move forward. And throughout this year, I'm going to be focusing on very intently, as I said, I'm going to be focusing very intently on the things that will continue to boost my skill set. And then mitigate, well, I noticed that, I don't really need to be in front of the camera. I know I'm in front of the camera now, but I don't really need to be the big shot anymore. And I said this a lot throughout 2011 to people who know me well, my associates and my, my confidants and my colleagues. I said I don't really need to be the big shot anymore. I don't need to be in front of the camera. I don't really need to be the big story. I don't really need to be the straw that stirs the drink. I don't need to really brandish my ego at all the time. I don't really need to basically show what I know. I mean, I don't have to do that anymore. Where my strengths lie are in kind of inserting myself or insinuating myself in between two parties like a wedge, and I'm able to kind of like help the two sides out, or not necessarily two sides or rival sides, but basically people that are looking to bridge the gap between this place and that place, people that are looking to bridge the gap between here and there, and I'm able to be that mitigator. I'm able to be that that person that helps people reach across the divide, or helps them reach, that next step, that next rung on the ladder, that next stage. And I want to be that person. I want to continue to hone that particular skill where I'm the mitigator, or where things are a bit contentious, I come in the middle and I'm able to kind of see things from a bird's eye view. I'm able to see things from a much grander perspective, and I'm able to suggest fixes and patches. I'm able to suggest things that I think can work for people in a much better capacity than they've been attacking them up until that time. And so I want to continue to be that mitigator. I want to continue to be that person who can see things in the big picture capacity, not just looking, at people's personal fiefdoms, egomaniacs, people that have mood problems, people that are tremendously insecure, about their life, about the future, people who can't focus on the present, people who can't just, focus in on the things that are important to them in the here and now, people who constantly just repeat the same old nonsensical, ridiculous cliches about things, and they just can't make it to the next level, and who will be basically permanently caught and stuck in their intractable positions for the rest of their lives, essentially. And I want to just basically be that person who can see things from that particular level, and I am, and I will continue to hone that. Kin, hone, mitigate. Those are my 3 words for 2012. I'm going to write another blog post about it because I think there's some more examples that I want to furnish. I don't want to take up all your time on the video blog. Thanks again for watching. This is going to be another one of those great years where tremendous change occurs, because that's the speed at which change occurs in our new millennium. And I'm looking forward to just continuing to do the things that I did well throughout 2011 with just, eager eyes and big plans. Thanks again for watching. Catch up with you in a couple of days. Take care.